Tonight, Broken Hill residents urged to be vigilant after New South Wales records a coronavirus case. And Paddy's Law further delayed in South Australian Parliament.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening, everyone. New South Wales is on alert after a worker in a hotel quarantine facility contracted COVID-19. It's not yet clear how they caught the virus, but health authorities in Broken Hill say there isn't cause for alarm.
After 26 days without a locally acquired case in the state, it's news nobody wanted to hear.
A woman who works at a hotel, in a quarantine hotel, has acquired the disease.
An urgent health alert issued as testing began to determine whether she caught the virus at work or in the community. The Premier defending the hotel quarantine system, which has already led to outbreaks in South Australia and Victoria.
We know the rate of infection is increasing in all parts of the world, that we have to remain ever vigilant.
Health authorities in Broken Hill aren't concerned about the new case, praising locals for getting tested, even when travelling interstate.
That's understandable because of the fact that border restrictions no longer exist.
But screening measures still remain in place for travellers coming from South Australia.
Vigilance is required until certain the vaccine comes on board.
New South Wales is set to relax some of its restrictions from Monday, including changing density rules to 1 person per 2 square metres.
There is no change to what we're proposing to do on Monday. However, I do stress that this is an evolving situation.
The first vaccine has been approved for use in the UK, but our Prime Minister says we're still on target for a March rollout. At this stage, it won't be mandatory. Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The debate over Paddy's Law will extend into 2021 after its progress stalled again in South Australian Parliament. The proposed legislation would introduce mandatory warning labels on LPG cylinders.
Scenes of deja vu in Parliament House as the state government defers debate for a 3rd time.
There's a little way to go on this. Obviously, it hasn't been successful through the Parliament as yet.
It's a tough kick in the guts for the Ryan family, who have been fighting to get Paddy's Law passed following the tragic death of their 16-year-old son.
The attorney suggested yesterday in her speech to Parliament that we'd be looking at this again in the new year.
Port Lincoln teenager Paddy Ryan tragically died from heart failure minutes after inhaling gas from a barbecue LPG cylinder in February. The proposed bill would see warning labels about the danger of inhalation on all cylinders, the government offering industries the chance to voluntarily include the warning on products.
The industry is coming on board slowly in a voluntary way. There's no legislation as such to enforce this.
Attorney General Vicky Chapman telling Parliament yesterday they will exert sufficient pressure on the industry to do something, but if they do not and Parliament returns in February, they will take up the issue.
There's cause for optimism, I think.
Supporters of the long-awaited bill now waiting even longer. It will next be debated in February. Both SA Best and the Ryan family declined to comment today. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Crayfish prices are starting to be slashed as China's looming export ban threatens to cripple the fishing industry. Shoppers are being encouraged to buy local and start placing their seafood orders in time for the festive season.
It may be a loss for the seafood industry, but it's a win for customers this Christmas.
China not accepting some of Australian products and stuff like that, crayfish being one of them, which puts more supply into our Australian market.
Port Perry's SD Caputo's and Sons today cutting prices on crayfish, and residents are being encouraged to buy big.
Port Lincoln crayfish for $99.99 a kilo, which is a saving from a couple of weeks ago of $20 a kilo.
They say the festive rush is already in full swing as customers start planning their Christmas Day meals.
Suddenly the orders are coming in and people, they sort of get a little bit eager and a little bit stressed about are we going to get the seafood, are we going to have the prawns, are we going to have the crayfish?
And now Christmas time, well, everybody wants their prawns, crayfish, oysters.
Coronavirus is still looming large, with QR codes or manual contact sign-in required upon entry.
Keep our customers safe, trying to keep ourselves safe, leading into the Christmas periods.
Staff are working around the clock to prepare orders and deliver region-wide.
We deliver far away, like Clare, the Copper Coast, Port Augusta and Whyalla.
To avoid missing out, residents are being encouraged to get in fast and place their orders ready for Christmas.
Just snowballed through the whole community. So the more you can do here and the more you can do locally, it just supports everybody.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Whyalla's $100 million high school will be known as the Whyalla Secondary College. The new name was chosen following consultation with the local community.
We're really grateful to the hundreds of members of the community in Whyalla who contributed to the consultation process. It was a process that meant that the community's voice has chosen the name of the new school.
The current high schools were also involved in the process, voting for their favourite shortlisted name. Flinders Ranges Council Mayor Peter Slattery has resigned following 15 years of service to the community. Council today acknowledging Peter for his service and achievements within the community, including the Quorn Skate Park, pool revitalisation, Bush Tucker Trail and heritage walks. Deputy Mayor Greg Flint will act in the role, pending a new election for the position. A new mayor is expected to be sworn in by next March. Still to come tonight, a region set to receive better mobile coverage, and the Copper Coast opening its doors to tourists this summer. Welcome back. Mobile phone towers in the Upper Spencer Gulf and Eyre Peninsula will soon operate for longer periods, with backup batteries to be installed. The region's federal MP says the upgrades are vital for emergency situations.
A major cash injection set to keep the power on when communication is most needed. The federal government investing more than $13 million to extend batteries on local phone towers. It will provide a minimum of 12 hours of backup power during a bushfire or blackout.
There was an inquiry into summer bushfires and it said that 88% of outages on telephones were caused by electricity failures. 6 mobile phone towers in the Grey electorate will benefit, 1 at Winnanowie, 3 on the Eyre Peninsula and 2 on the York Peninsula. We're getting up towards 1,300 towers now. It's making an enormous difference, and now we're going back in and making that network more robust. So more battery backup, longer life when the power goes off. The member for Stewart, who is a Wilmington resident, is also welcoming the news.
When the damage has been done and we're relying on the backup battery for the phone towers, often it hasn't been sufficient. So this is very, very good news.
It's hoped there could be further investment if more money becomes available.
I'm very pleased with these 6 sites. It's a good investment. We continue to back rural regional Australia through the mobile phone network.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Whyalla's Bedford group spent the day celebrating International Day for People with Disabilities. The group held a special lunch at the local foreshore, presenting annual service awards to members of the community.
It's all smiles for these 4 Bedford employees, contributing more than 156 years of service between them. Today's lunch was a chance to say thank you for their service.
We're located in different areas around South Australia, and we do a range of things ranging from packaging to car washing, garden maintenance and embroidery.
Their embroidery helping upgrade Jeff Hardiman's 1940 Plymouth Road King restored police car. Mr. Hardiman bringing the rare car out today for a photo opportunity as a way of thanking the team.
It's pretty much like a pursuit car for American 1940. The local police love it. They absolutely adore it.
One by one, staff came down to admire the old police car. It was an extra special moment for employee Brad Metcalf, who has been working for the organisation for 11 years.
I do packaging.
Bedford's aim is to give people living with a disability in Whyalla meaningful employment. They'll continue to expand with a new day options facility opening next year. Sophia Contigonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
With summer officially underway, tourists from across South Australia are flocking to York Peninsula beaches. Despite a challenging year, the Copper Coast Council is hoping the influx of tourists will give local businesses a Christmas boost.
Holidaymakers are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to chase the Copper Coast's pristine coastlines this summer season.
Travel restrictions that have been in place, people will be doing more regional travel, and the Copper Coast has so much to offer.
Business owners say the influx of travellers couldn't have come at a better time, following a tough year for tourism in the town.
But everybody is adapting and doing what they need to do. I think we all know it's just how it is this year. But, you know, we're so grateful for the support we've been given by our community.
The Chamber of Commerce is hosting some kids' summer activities for both locals and visitors.
Some events on for the kids. We've got movies coming up for free over the holidays.
Organisers say screening times can be found online.
The Kadina Hub Facebook page or the Christmas in Kadina Facebook page, they'll both have all the details up.
Despite community events such as the pageant hitting the chopping block, residents are still encouraged to put Christmas lights up.
Christmas lights up. Everyone who registers will get a $25 Kadina Hub voucher. We're not having any major prizes this year. We just want people to be involved, and it doesn't matter how big or little they are.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us. Port Augusta firefighters spreading Christmas joy, and crowds set to return to the Port Lincoln racetrack. Port Augusta's MFS Santa truck is on the road, spreading festive cheer throughout the city. Visiting local streets across 4 nights, residents are being encouraged to get involved and keep their eye out for one very special visitor.
COVID-19 may have cancelled Port Augusta's Rotary Christmas pageant, but Santa Claus is still coming to town.
So we'll have Santa on the fire truck and a number of floats following behind, going out and about around the town to visit people where they are.
The mini pageant will see the man in red make a special appearance along streets in Port Augusta and Stirling North.
Just a bit of excitement for the kids. Although we can't have our pageant, we'll try to bring the pageant to them as best we can.
Organisers hoping it will spread Christmas cheer throughout the city, with locals encouraged to say hello to Father Christmas.
We also encourage people to turn their lights on as of tonight to start spreading the festive season.
Residents are being reminded to follow COVID-19 restrictions while joining in the festive spirit.
One thing that we do encourage is people to be COVID safe, so if not coming past your house and you need to move into a street or an area where we will be travelling, just be aware of the social distancing.
For more information, visit Santa Claus is Coming to Port Augusta's Facebook page. Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in Broken Hill, with council unveiling the first of this year's decorations. The centrepiece is this walk-through bauble in the town square, which is lit day and night and stands 3.5 metres tall. It's already proving popular, with plenty of people stopping to take photos during their lunch break today. Whyalla St Martin's Anglican Church is celebrating its 20th annual Christmas display at the Westland Shopping Centre. The city's special education school contributing to the display, making this Australian bush Christmas tree. Children from Hinks Avenue Primary also participating, creating Pip the Penguin.
It took us the whole time to make Pip.
Well, it is a community event. We invite anybody to take part, and we have all the schools and kindergartens involved, churches.
The display will be on show until Saturday. For 75 years, it's been a part of the Broken Hill community, and now the PCYC is getting a makeover. Landscaping and a fresh lick of paint among the upgrades to mark the occasion.
A lot of handyman work, about to help the kids out the front build a new garden bed.
I'm putting another call out. If anyone's free on the weekend, come on down. We've got a lot of work that needs to be done.
The group is welcoming donations of native and drought-resistant plants to go in the new gardens. New air conditioning units have also been installed, just in time for summer. Port Lincoln's Race Club has been given the green light to allow crowds back at race meetings, heading into the festive season. It comes just in time for the upcoming twilight races, planned for later this month.
In just a few weeks, the gates will open and crowds will go racing once again. Port Lincoln's racecourse given the go-ahead to resume meets in the lead-up to Christmas.
Now we're moving through the easing of restrictions stage.
Organisers say they're thrilled to welcome back racegoers, but some restrictions will be in place, including the 1 person per 4 square metre rule.
So our ability in the inside spaces on course has been halved. And so we'll have to adjust the signage instructions on each of those doors.
The meets will look a bit different though, with members required to sign in at the gates through a QR code.
These will be laminated and available at the entrance for patrons when they come on course.
Food and drinks will also be available for purchase, but stand-up consumption is still not permitted. Organisers are now preparing for the club's upcoming Twilight race next Friday, one of their most popular meets on the calendar.
This is what we term our Jingle Bells race meeting, so we do have some functions on course on that day.
Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. We'll check what's biting in the Spencer Golf this weekend. And Alex Sykes will have the latest weather details. Hello again. Time now to check what fish are biting when we drop a line in the Spencer Gulf this week. Here's our fishing experts with their tips.
G'day and welcome to this week's fishing tips from Port Augusta, Jaw of the North. Silver whiting, you be guaranteed of those basically on all the shallow banks out in the middle there after these big winds and also along the front of the shacks. There's lots of crabs around at the moment, but there's also a big shark down there as well, so just be aware of your crab nets. There's been the odd flatter getting caught from people trying from bottom fishing, and also if you do get a chance and you do get a calm night, try for a few garfish out there around up in the mangroves as well. That's all we have from the Jaw of the North.
Hi, Whyallah's fishing report this week. Land-based around Whyalla, things are certainly heating up with the warm weather. There's some nice yellowfin whiting along the beaches and also a few crabs starting to show up. A bit of persistence to filter through the sizes, but there is some there. Out from the boat, some nice yellowtail kingfish coming around the Point Lowly area. Land-based, again around the Point Lowly, some really nice bronze whaler sharks are also being caught.
G'day and welcome to Fishing Tips in Port Lincoln. Well, there's finally been a little bit of tuna activity over the past week. There's been some bluefin caught up at Scales Bay near Streaky Bay with fish in that 10 to 15 kilo size. Closer to Lincoln, the squid reports have been really good over the past week. There's been a few bronze whaler reports over the past week if you're into chasing bronzies. So once again up at Louth Bay. There's also been a few salmon down in the Sleaford to Wanna stretch. Well, that's all for Fishing Tips this week. We'll see you again with more tips next week.
And with a look at what's happening in the weather, here's Alex Sykes.
Thanks, John. Sunny across the region. From 3 p.m. today, Port Lincoln 23, Port Pirie 30, Woodner a max of 32 degrees. Port Augusta reached 32, Whyalla topped 27, Broken Hill partly cloudy 29, Kadina and Cleve both reached a max of 30, Clare reaching 28 degrees. To the satellite now, a cloud band extending across northern and eastern SA in a broad, slow-moving trough is triggering showers and the odd thunderstorm. Skies are mostly clear in the south and west under a belt of high pressure and a dry air mass. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. East to southeasterly winds 10 knots, seas around 1 metre, south to southwesterly swells below 1 metre. Cloud increasing in Port Lincoln, a top of 28 degrees. Cleve mostly sunny 36. Woodner very hot and mostly sunny 28 degrees. Whyalla sunny and 35. Port Augusta very hot and sunny 39 degrees. Kadina sunny and 35 degrees. Port Pirie 36. Clare a top of 33. And Broken Hill sunny and 35 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, windy and rainy conditions on Saturday. Cooper Pedy 33. Broken Hill 36 degrees, Port Augusta showers and 32, Kadina rainy and 27, Adelaide rainy set to reach a top of 28, Port Lincoln 23. Similar conditions on Sunday, Cooper Pedy sunny and a maximum of 28 degrees, Port Augusta partly cloudy set to reach 25, Woodner set to top 20 degrees, Whyalla windy and 25, Port Lincoln rainy and 20, Port Pirie and Kadina 22, Adelaide rainy and 20. And cooler temperatures on Monday, sunny and 27 in Cooper Pedy, Port Augusta partly cloudy 23, Broken Hill a degree warmer and a top of 24. Windy in Whyalla 23, Kadina 22, Port Lincoln 20. So that's all the weather from me tonight, John. It's back to you.
Thanks, Alex. And that's the local news this Thursday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, and we'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Until then, on behalf of the team, enjoy your evening. Good night.